we are going to be looking at external tangent, and I have the information on the right side of the screen. I want you to observe how I've set up my screens. I have my information on my right and I have my AutoCAD on my left, so I can actually look at the instructions while I'm drawing so that I am working efficiently. So let's get started. We're going to be using two main circles, circle A and circle B. Both circles are going to be of different radii. Circle A is going to be 75. So let's get started. Hit C for circle in my AutoCAD to create a circle, and this circle is going to be 75 millimeters. I'm going to move the circle ever so slight so it wouldn't be on the edge of my boundary line. Now the distance between A and B is 205. So I'm going to put that in. I'm going to go on my line command. I'm going to turn on my ortho, which is down here, F8. And the distance is 205. So that's 205 there at that point. And let's create my second circle. C for circle again. Hit enter to activate that command. Starting point. Click to start there, and then type 50. All right, so I have my two circles, A and B. Now what am I going to do? The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to label them. So I'm going to go over to my text layer. I just open up my layer manager, selected my text layer, and MT is the command I'm using to bring up my MText, which is my multi-text tool. Enter. Create a box. Put in that box A. Close that box. And then I'm going to transfer that A, the letter, zoom in, select it, grab it by a base point, which is at the end of the line, and bring it over to this point, which is my end point. And I'm going to call that B. Good. I think the A and the B's are too small. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change one and then match property next. So I'm going to change it from a size 3 height to a size 5. I think that's good. And then I'm going to MA, which stands for match drop the size of A over to B. Perfect. Now, the next thing I need to do is I need to create my construction circle. So my construction circle, the formula for this particular tangent, we are going to be subtracting 50 from 75. And we are going to be left with 25. So hit C for circle, and I can create my 25 radius circle at either A or B. The last time I was doing this demonstration, I created the construction circle at B. So I'm going to create it at A now, and now the radius is 25. So that's my construction circle. I'm going to transfer that over to the construction layer because it was just drawing on my text layer. Good. I think I should be on my construction layer from here on now. Now the next thing I need to do is I need to find my midpoint between A and B. First thing, always make sure that your object snap mode is turned on. When it's on, it's highlighted in blue, and you always make sure that when you open the object snap menu that you have tick endpoint, midpoint, and center, geometric center, tangents, perpendicular. Those are the main things that need to be clicked. Now we've gotten past that. I'm going to hit L for line, and I'm just going to hover over where I think my midpoint is, just to show you that's the symbol for midpoint, which is a triangle, and then it comes up midpoint. I think it's fairly good, because if you can't remember what the symbols mean, you're also given the term, the meaning. So a square means endpoint, and that means quadrant. Anyway, don't let me get carried away. let me place a point in there at my midpoint. So I'm going to actually place a marker. When I say point, I mean a marker. So I'm going to go POI, and that brings up the point menu, and I activate the point. And that's my point there, right there. Good, good, good. Now, at that point, I'm going to draw a semicircle. Hit C for circle. And I can't draw a semicircle. I have to draw a circle first and then trim it. So I've drawn my circle. Now I'm going to trim it. And my circle has been trimmed. And the point that I'm observing is where the circle interacts with the construction circle, somewhere around here. So I'm going to place a marker here by using my point. And that's that. Good. So I'm going to label that C. So I'm going to copy A over to that point, double click, change it to C. Now the next thing I need to do is I need to connect C to B. But before I do that, I want everyone to realize that I've actually divided the line AB into half. So I'm going to create a center line so that if people are just watching this, they can understand what happened there and why I chose that particular point. This means the center. So this line is a center line. So whenever this line is used, that indicates that you're cutting something in half, or you're actually going through the center of something, right? I'm going to also label that. So I'm going to transfer the text from this point to that point, which is just simple copying and pasting. And then I'm going to go into the text box and type the word midpoint. Good. Now, I need to connect C to B. So I go from my line tool, alpha line, and I go from B to C. So C to B is a line where C is the construction circle. So the B is the axis of the circle B. So we now need to transfer this line, which is a simple copy and paste. We need to copy CB line over to the real circle and the two real circles, the two unequal circles. So how do I do that? How do I actually go about trying to get from this point to that point? Well, we know that the construction circle is 25 radius, and we know that this final circle is 75 radius. The distance between the 25 radius and the 75 radius is 50, right? So we need to offset this line CB 50. So I'm just going to hit O, offset, bring up my offset command, type in 50. And I'm going to touch my lines. Yeah. So that is that. And I'm just going to transfer this line over to my real line, my outline. So I have my construction and I have my outline there. And that is how we create an external tangent. And again, before I close off, I always like to prove this. So I'm going to go to the point where the line touches the circle, and I'm going to create a connection from there back to the axis of the circle on both sides. So I'm just going to look for that point, which is there, and I create that point. Just going to transfer these over to my construction there. I think that's good enough. And yeah, it hit there, and that angle is supposed to be 90 degrees. So let me just open my circle, my semicircle, well, my arc. I'm going to work with a big arc today. Let me just trim. I'm trimming the circle because all I really am interested in this arc. And once I get this arc, I'm then going to select it. So I'm going to left click and then right click and come down to properties. and see all the properties on that and look at it. It tells me that the total angle here is 90 degrees. So if my total angle there is 90 degrees, that means that this geometry construction is correct. Now, I'm just going to offset 5 millimeters on both sides to create my 90-degree symbol at the junction, or better known as the perpendicular symbol. So done that there, and I'm going to keep everything in construction. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. Offset 5, 5, fillet this line back to that line. Just putting things in the proper layers now, so that I can turn off my layers and have a look at the final construction. So I'm going to turn off my construction layer so that you can see the final result. So you can see how two unequal circles firstly are joined together by a tangent line. And this can be proven because at the point of tangent, if you pull a line from there right to the axis of the circle, the angle is 90 degrees. From the tangent line to the axis of the circle, that is a 90-degree angle on both circles. So I'm just going to turn back on my construction there now. And let me just put this into the proper frame. And that's it. I hope you guys learned something new from this demonstration, and if you did, please like and subscribe to the channel because I'll be doing more, and see you again sometime. Take care.